welcome to another episode of Northern Ruckus. I'm here with my boy,
Big Jimbo.
Big Jimbo.
Big Jimbo.
And yeah, bro, how was your week this week?
Good, man, good. I finally went back to the gym. I took a little vacation. I was on hiatus from the gym, so finally went back. First day back.
Okay.
I feel good. I feel energized. I feel refreshed.
Yeah, I'm still on my hiatus from the gym. But no, I'm going to get back in there tomorrow.
You got to. The other day I went for a run, too, and honestly, that always helps get my energy up where I feel like now I have the energy to go work out type.
Would you ever run a marathon?
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Train for one. Why not? Try it. I have a friend who actually just did one. He qualified for the Boston Marathon. He did the Toronto Marathon last year, and he qualified for the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, Bully went to a marathon, and he came like top 5, bro. His first one. He came top 5, yeah. So he's like, I think he can go to any marathon he wants to after that type of shit.
That's
like,
crazy.
you know? Or I don't want to, don't quote me on it, but yeah, Bully did real good at his marathon. He went crazy. No, Bully's a sick man for shit like that. But now for me, it's like, I really only started running this year. I used to run when I played sports teams, like basketball and football teams. They make you run, but I never did any running on my own in my life, and just started like this past year, and it's kind of cool, but I don't want to put like a marathon on myself too quick. But yeah, running is cool. I like it. I would encourage people to do it. Like I see a lot of benefits in it now that I do it.
I would destroy my knees if I ran running, bro.
Go running on like not necessarily sand, because everyone says like sand is if it's so easy to find that. But like even the other day I was running on a path and like the concrete was kind of getting to me, and I just started running on the dirt right next to it, and it was so much less taxing.
No, for cardio I usually do like bikes or like Stairmasters and shit, like less contact. Well, Stairmasters isn't less
Stairmasters,
contact,
it hurts your knees a lot, but at the same time as working out your knees.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, the would you rather for the week. I got 2 for you. This one I'm going to start it off because it's a little more,
Up your alley?
No, it's more calm. But would you rather go to jail for a year or go to jail with a Rubik's Cube and once you complete it, you get out?
Oh, the Rubik's Cube. I can do that for sure.
Have you ever done one before?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
This guy's lying for
I have.
I'm going to bring it. I should have brought it.
No, it would take me a long time, like maybe a week or two. Like, I'm not saying I do them
what
like,
if, like,
on
you
the
get
spot.
frustrated and then throw it against the wall?
No, I would never do that. I would never do that. You just take your time with it. And like, well, one thing is with the Rubik's Cube, you can't get too obsessed with getting like just one side, because when you get the one side, if you're so committed to keeping it to just that one side,
there's strategies to it, obviously, and that's how I know you don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm telling you,
you would never be able to complete it with the way you're saying it,
bro. What are you talking about?
You're supposed to do like corners and then like an algorithm thing. Well, yeah, no.
The middle pieces obviously is like that's what it's all like.
Bro,
the
this
middle,
nigga's in jail for 10 years.
No, you're an idiot. The middle pieces is the part that doesn't move. It's all the parts around it that move. So you just got to figure out ways to get them all lined up as you're rotating it.
All right, so you're doing the Rubik's Cube, huh?
The Rubik's Cube, it definitely wouldn't take me more than like I said, maybe like a month tops.
I don't know what I would do, because I remember my bro is really into Rubik's Cubes and he has a bunch of them laying around the house. He can finish them easily. But I remember I took one, and for 3 days, like I was doing nothing but focusing on doing the Rubik's Cube, and I got to the last face like 3 different times, and I could never finish it. And then like, so with that logic, I would probably take the year, because I don't think you understand. Like I spent legitimately like on like. Well, how many sides are there? There's 6 sides, right? I had 5 sides completed, and I spent like maybe like a combined 15 hours on just focusing on how to do this last side. I could never do it. So I think
that's what I mean, where it's the tough part. There's going to be times where you think you have it all, and then you kind of have to mess it up to get right back to It's tough. It's tough. It is tough.
It's like I would probably take the year.
I might be underestimating it. Yeah, maybe even a couple
jail
months.
For me and jail for you are different things.
I'll be fine in jail. You know how much dogs I have in the jail?
Bro,
what
you're a cute little light-skinned baby.
Yeah. You see, but I'm not like you.
Bro, someone's going to be like, yo,
I promise if me and you were in jail,
you'd be like, yo, hold my pocket, though.
No, you're an idiot. If me and you were in jail, I'd have a way easier time than you.
That's not true at all.
That is true. Just the culture. No, it's not about people fucking with you. The culture would be going over your head. People be talking shit about you right in front of you. You wouldn't even know it. And you'd just be sitting there taking it. And you'd be friends with the wrong niggas. You'd be friends with niggas that can get you into trouble and shit like that. I would be friends with people who are looking out for me and shit, because I already know that we're friends on the outside. You wouldn't know nobody in there.
I don't need to know nobody in there. I'm a social butterfly.
That's what I'm saying. You be making friends with the wrong people. You be falling into the wrong crowd.
I'm a social butterfly.
Niggas be making you do shit for them.
All right, I got one more.
Like, yeah, I need you to beat this nigga up for me, bro. You look like the type of nigga that could beat niggas up.
Yeah,
you be getting
suck my dick, nigga.
They would be saying, yeah. Now you're definitely working for them. That's what they want you to do. They say I got second. Yeah, got hit first and then come deal with me. You're gonna be that guy in jail, man. Fuck.
Yo, so the second one I got, well, I was listening to the Brilliant Idiots yesterday, and it was one of the fan questions they got. Is the funniest would you rather, and I seen it on the internet too. But I wanted to ask you, would you rather add 2 inches to your height, but then lose 2 inches from your dick, or lose 2 inches from your height and add 2 inches to your dick?
I mean, honestly, bro, like this is one thing.
Bro, this
like,
is really like
this is a day old question. Like, how much like does size matter? And I feel like
no. But you're 5'11", so it's like
you're an idiot. I'm 6 foot, whatever.
Bro, you're not 6 foot.
I'll either be 6'2" or
you can solidify your 6 foot with those 2 inches. Those 2 inches for you are like
an idiot.
Are life and death type shit.
You're an idiot. What I was gonna say is though, like the whole fertility thing is like I don't know. Girls do care a lot about that, and I'm already blessed, but I don't know about losing 2 inches.
so you're gonna go bigger body? You can't. Let's say you can't say neither. You have to choose one.
No, yeah, for sure. Obviously, I'm happy with how I am, but yeah, for sure, if I had to choose between those two, like I wouldn't mind being
5'9" with a big dick.
Whatever you want to say height wise, but yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think those 2 inches are more important than your height. And that's why when you make fun of my height and shit, I'm not tripping. Because I'm
tripping.
Good.
This guy's saying I'm 6 foot when you're not 6 foot.
Bro, we could just bring out a measuring
6'1".
tape and I would tell you what I am. You're not 6'1". You're an idiot.
No, I feel like for you, it's like the most important question because 5'11" people are just like,
you're an idiot. I know for a fact you would say the same thing I just said anyways.
Yeah, but I have inches to shed, you know?
Yeah, but no, you need them other inches. You need them other inches.
I do, bro. Bro, God never blessed me down there, but he blessed me up top, you know? He took that same algorithm.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when you make the tall jokes, I'm not tripping, but I can pull up my ID right now. I'll tell you they measured me. 6 foot.
Oh, man. All right. First story of the day. I actually want to get your opinion on this one. This was a big topic in Toronto news. So Justin Trudeau claimed that he never made anyone get vaccinated. Watch the clip for a second.
My responsibility was to keep as many Canadians alive as possible. And all of the scientists and the medical experts and the researchers, not just in Canada, but around the world, understood that vaccination was going to be the way through this. And therefore, while not forcing anyone to get vaccinated, I chose to make sure that all the incentives and all the protections were there to encourage Canadians to get vaccinated. And that's exactly.
I can see you're worked up, so I'm going to let you lead this off.
No.
You're worked up.
I have an opinion on this. I feel like you.
Everyone should have an opinion on this because this is one thing like, okay, so a lot of times I say if things aren't affecting your life, you shouldn't have too strong of an opinion on it. He made it. He's trying to word it differently, but he made it so that like everything that he was doing with COVID affected everyone's life. So everyone does have an opinion and should have an opinion on it. It's crazy to me if you have a certain opinion, man, like fuck what this guy did with all that COVID shit. Honestly, I'm willing to say all that.
Do you think he forced people to get vaccinated?
Yeah, definitely. Like blackmail is forcing someone to do something. No, like he tried his best to force people to do it. To the most of what he could have done, he forced people to do it. Like, you know, and you have personal experience with that too. And it's like you're not the only one, bro. A lot of people, like I was having a tough time doing a lot of shit. I couldn't do a lot of shit. I remember for a long time I couldn't do a lot of shit.
Weren't you supposed to go down to LA and shit like at that same time? And then they closed the airports and the borders unless you're vaccinated, the passport shit.
Yeah. At the time I was still more active and there was shit like that. There's a bunch of shit, bro. Like it really. I'm not gonna lie. Like I already wasn't really feeling the music thing, but it was like if I did want to keep going with the music, there were so many obstacles. Like I would have really had to be dead set on it. Like it fucked up a lot of shit for a lot of people. And like my music was definitely one of the things I was getting fucked up by. I couldn't go do nothing in person. Like what do you mean? Like you can't interact with the people. Like especially for someone who's trying to emerge. And that's not me making excuses. Like I said, my heart already wasn't really in it. You know, so I wasn't willing to go above and beyond that situation. Right? Yeah. But for other people who were really in it, it was fucking up their paper and shit. You know.
So I have a contrary opinion. I believe he did not force anybody to do it. Mm-hmm. I'm from the belief that we do all have individual free will.
But right? I'm just saying I didn't say that he forced you. I'm just saying like he was blackmailing people. Like if your life is getting worse.
I agree with that. He definitely was. He definitely was blackmailing people. But like everybody's outraged because like even the headline here, it's like the Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau says he never forced anyone to get vaccinated.
But what does that word mean? Like force? Like does he have to physically force you? Like
well, no. But see, so like this is the question of free will, right? So it's like I believe that I never got vaccinated and I got punished for it, right? To an extent. Like I got 10 months without working. I got fired, like not fired, but a leave of absence from my job.
Yeah. Okay, so let me put it to you this way too. Let's say you were a single father and you had 4 kids and you had to have that job, you would have had to get that vaccination no matter how you felt about it.
But you didn't. You didn't have to. It was very incentivized for you to do it, but you didn't have to.
All right, so I'm not playing.
You could have picked up your family and moved somewhere else.
That's schematics, man. I don't want semantics or whatever.
Like a perfect example I have with people all the time about the same subject, because I feel like I can speak on it because I did like live it, is when, especially like when Kanye said slavery was a choice. I think it's like obviously two drastic different scenarios, but I think it's the same philosophy, right? So when Kanye's saying slavery was a choice, he was saying people could have said no. They would have in that scenario you would have died, right? You would have died, or your kids would have got hurt. Like they would beat up your wife until like you do.
Yeah, it was happening about. They had strategies to combat it. They had strategies
to make you do what they're telling you to do. Same thing.
But you're saying you have a choice.
Yeah, so it's like
but by that definition, it's hard to force anyone to do anything. You have to be physically stronger than them, and even then, like, it's not always going to happen. Like,
so at what point
that word force is not that. Like, come on, bro. Especially in politics, that's not what we're talking about. No,
but like it is because
like let's say like they force you to have insurance to drive a car. You're not allowed to drive a car without insurance, because if you get pulled over and you don't have your insurance,
you're not forced to do it. You just get ticketed.
But you see what I'm saying? But they are forcing everyone to do it. Like, see, man.
But like that's what I'm trying to say. So there is a concept of free will that people try to neglect and blame on the government. So me, I'm a huge anti-government guy. Like the reason I didn't get vaccinated is because of the government, not because of the vaccines. So I said, it doesn't make sense that the government is trying to force this shit on us. I have
you
free
just
will.
used the word force.
No, or trying to force this.
But they are. Well, see what I'm saying? That's what I said. He tried to force as much as he could, but he forced it.
So like essentially. No. I'm saying like he incentivized it to the point where like it was hard to say no. But just because something's hard doesn't mean you have to do it, right? You don't have to take the easy route. It's like obviously there's scales to it. Like I understand. Like I don't ever judge other people who got vaccinated saying, "Oh, wow."
Time out for 1 second.
Are we good? Yeah. So I was saying like you're gonna make. There's always gonna be hard and easy choices. Obviously, in this scenario, he made the hard choice extremely, extremely hard. Like even for me, like I lost a lot of like the progress I had in my life up to that point. A lot of it because when COVID started, how old was I? I was like 25 years old. With a good career, good trajectory, good savings. That the vaccine things happened. My savings were all in stocks and stuff. That was right when like the Russian war started with Ukraine, and the stock market tanked, and I had to pull my money out when the stock market was tanking. So I took a huge hit on like the money that I saved throughout my whole career. So it's like I understand that there was repercussions to my actions, regardless of if I think the actions were right or wrong. It's like those are still necessarily choices.
Yeah, I just feel like okay, everyone's getting at him because he was making it real hard to live life without getting vaccinated. That's it. Because when we're gonna get into like the whole force, like bro, that's how like Hitler and them people could be like, oh, I didn't force the Jews into concentration camps.
But they did.
But it's like some people escape from it and shit. So it's like what you had the option to escape, you had the choice to escape.
Exactly. You had like if
but it's like
weren't trying to escape,
everybody who didn't escape, he forced. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like, I'm saying in that situation, like the Holocaust was forced. That was forced upon them. Like the vaccine was not forced. Like you're not going to get killed or you were societally ousted was your only punishment for not getting vaccinated. Like I lost a lot of family and friends to the vaccine, right?
But that's
so
how he tried to force people. And for some people, that's enough force. Like for me and you, it wasn't enough force. But for some people, he forced them into getting the vaccine. Like I have friends who got the vaccine because they traveling or not traveling wasn't an option for them. Like certain shit was not an option for them. So that's forcing that person. What's the definition of force? Coercion or compulsion, especially with the use or threat of violence. They ruled by law and not by force.
But that's what I'm trying to say. He ruled by law and not by force.
All right.
So like
enough.
but like
whatever. It is what it is.
Semantics. It is semantics at the end of the day. But I feel like it is a big argument.
That's the thing too with asking the question a certain way. People are asking him the question wrong. Did you force people? It's just like, bro, word the question properly because he fucked up a lot of people's lives.
Oh, 100%. I would never disagree with that. Yeah. But I was even saying like for example, in Toronto, for example, we had the longest lockdowns in the whole world.
Even like, bro, the shit that my kids had to go through, not being able to go to school and stuff like that, like that's years of their lives ruined. Like, imagine for 2 of your grades that you were just we were locked down for like school.
over 2 years. Like, it's crazy, and it's like the only reason why the lockdowns got lifted was because the people just didn't want to lock down anymore. And that's what I'm saying. That is a choice. So like if there's enough of us, enough of people that are rebelling against the establishment can't be putting in these rules. And that's the same argument Kanye would make with slavery. Once there was enough people rebelling against slavery, the Civil War was fought and then they got freed. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? So it's like the concept of you can't just always play possum in a sense where it's like you're gonna just wait for the other person to help you out, like wait for like assistance to come from somewhere else. You have to kind of just take like shit in your own hands, right?
Yeah, you're right, but at the end of the day, still fuck Trudeau. So
it is 100% fuck Trudeau.
What's next on?
I would argue like the fucking what's that shit, the convoy or whatever. That was even like the most fuck shit he ever did. And like
the way he dealt with them,
with them, and like they got acquitted for all that stuff too. Yeah. So this next story. The next story is this: these Chinese in China, they're actually adding AI into their school systems with like these headband things. Yeah, that will monitor. Like, let's just watch the video. They'll monitor.
I seen the video. I don't need to watch it. We could just talk about it. But like, my whole thing is like, see how I talk about AI being inevitable. Like, and this is the type of thing where it's just like, yeah, if it's inevitable, you might as well incorporate it to make your life better. This is the type of stuff where it's smart to use it this way.
But we're using AI to like replace people.
Yeah, while they're using it to make their people smarter. Exactly.
And I feel like that's going to be the big
And even I think it's a healthier relationship where it's like, bro, you see how what an unhealthy relationship could do to a household is the same thing that it'll do to the planet if we have an unhealthy relationship with AI. It's like we should just make sure that we make sure that we have a healthy relationship with AI.
I feel like this, like in this video especially, like it is a healthy relationship with AI because it's like, it's not like AI isn't taking over their brain. It's just telling you when they're not paying attention, right?
Yeah, helping you get the most out of their brain.
It's very forceful though. It is.
But the parents sign the kids up for it. It just becomes a thing where, is it going to be only specialized schools or like this, or is this going to be something that they try to implement with all the schools? And then also what you worry about too is the behavioral aspect, right? You don't want the robots enforcing your kid's behavior, right? Well, but it's just, I think it's good as a tool to make sure that you're getting the most out of your child. What are the things that distract your child? When is your child distracted? What are they eating in the mornings that they're distracted? What are they, are they watching TV that day? What happens when you make your child not watch TV and they come to school? Do they have a better day? We could literally show you all the data from day to day, So you could try implementing different things at home and seeing how it affects your kid when they go to school the next day,
100%. Like even the fact that like the whole, like, think about when we were in school, the food pyramid, right? Where like that shit is all fucking retarded. Like it's so fucked. Like that was the worst dietary plan you could possibly get.
It was based on corporate interest.
Exactly. It was all based off corporate interest. And they told us like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Make sure you have your cereal, which is just load these kids up with sugar and then get mad at them when they're restless in a chair. It's like, it makes no sense. It's very contradictory. But I would say like, this stuff that China's doing can never be implemented in like a quote unquote free country because it is very invasive.
Bro, that's why we need to tighten up a little bit with like the way that, especially just from education standpoint. It's fine, like as an adult, whatever, do whatever the fuck you want. Okay, cool. But like with the kids and like the way that we raise them and stuff, just giving them all the freedom in the world is not good for them, and it's not good for us as a society. These are the people who are coming in next to run the country, right? So why do you want to handicap them? Especially like when you look at TikTok and stuff, right? Like China, where the app is from, they get a different version because they don't want to dumb their kids down. Yeah. And then we get the version that dumbs your kids down, and we let our kids go rampant on it. It doesn't make sense. Like, I won't let my kids on there, and I don't let my kids on a lot of stuff that kids are usually subscribing to. And even then, I'm pretty lax with my kids. I know people who are even more strict with their kids,
No, for
to
sure.
get the best out of them. But it's just in their best interest.
It's not even a matter of like a parent being lax with them. It's more like, it's just easier for parenting to put like an iPad in front of your kid while you go do you're going to be staring at your phone while they're staring at their iPad. Instead of you engaging with your kid and actually teaching them stuff, you're letting someone else teach them shit, even if you think it's not or not. Like if you're playing a video game, if you're playing Roblox, all kids are playing Roblox. That's teaching them stuff. Like, you know what I mean? In that sense, it's probably for the better in a sense, like space management. Like,
you ever seen the dance battles on Roblox?
No.
pull up a Roblox dance battle. They're fucking hilarious.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like these kids be doing anything like on these like apps or games and YouTube and stuff that like, oh,
he's cutting up. He's cutting
Is that Goku? This nigga looks like Goku.
Hey, take me want to dance.
Yeah, so he's just watching like a bunch of people in a circle, like what we used to do back in school. And one person goes in the middle and just starts cutting the move.
It's a dance style.
It's stupid. But I think dancing's stupid. But that's a different point. But no, like what I'm trying to say is like it's just easy for parents to throw an iPad or throw the TV on or throw like something at the kid.
At the end of the day, like, the kids are gonna kind of learn a little bit from this socially and shit. Like, I think it's all good in moderation, man. Like, in small moderation, because you don't want to be like the parent not letting your kids do shit too.
But
right?
then, like, that's where the problem is, moderation, right? So, like, if you say like an hour of TV time a day, then like, yeah, I would say that's good. Yeah. But then if it's like if you come home from school and then the first thing you do is go hop on your computer, I would say until you go to sleep is like that's way too much, right?
Yeah. Even I've been going through that with my kids lately too, and like with my daughter, sometimes it's such a back and forth struggle, and it's like, trust me, like I want you to have fun. It's just I want you to do good and stuff. And then we've been cracking down on shit lately, and then she won Student of the Month this month, man. So I'm super proud of her.
Big up her
yeah, shout out to my daughter.
Yo, have you ever seen those videos of like the kids? These parents send their kids outside and say like, "Go play," because they'll be inside for too long, and then literally go outside just standing still, literally like kicking rocks and shit. Like they don't know what.
I'm not gonna lie, even myself, bro. We used to be like, we used to be good outside, and like I used to go to my one friend's house, and it'd be like the hottest day of the summer. His mom would be like, "Go outside," and we'd be outside just scorching in the sun. I'd be like, "Nigga, can we go back inside with the air conditioning, please?" Like,
no, but playing, I feel like kids don't know how to play outside,
bro. Especially when you move these kids out to the middle of nowhere in suburbs and shit too, you got to be careful. You got to like foster a good play environment for them too, because it's like, what, you want them to go outside and play what 2-3 kids? Like when you live in the hood and shit, there's like 30 kids outside. Of course it's fun to go play outside and shit, you know? Not like it doesn't have to be the worst hood. It's just like a real neighborhood with like a bunch of families and shit. But like when you move to the suburbs and shit, you got to get lucky to find a bunch of kids on the street, you know? When the suburb is new and shit, it's not like that.
If there was ever like a private high school in Toronto, let's say like a random one like in the outskirts, that was implementing this AI shit in their schooling, would you send your kid there? Just like so, it's not like it's literally just like you have all the information, you can monitor from home and too.
I would for the same things that I just said. So especially because it's like, bro, it's not even me being like some totalitarian asshole. It's like I want to see like if my daughter goes to sleep at 8:00 and I give her a big breakfast, like, is she gonna perform better, or like does she perform better without breakfast? No. What if I just give her like, and then it's just things that I could just, it's and like, like I want to make sure that she's set up.
It's more like if your kid's daydreaming.
It is all like, that too, but like, bro, I'm saying there's a source from that too. So like, let's say you send your kid to bed at 10:00 as opposed to 8:00. They're gonna be more tired. They're gonna be in class daydreaming and shit. Yeah. You will see the results because it's like, oh, when I send them to bed at 9:00, it's like 50% daydreaming. When I send them to bed at 8:00, it's 0% daydreaming. You'll be able to literally see it, and you can talk with your kids and be like, this is why I'm sending you to bed earlier, because look at the results.
Yeah, look at the analytics. Yeah, I think like it would be really cool for a private school to do this, so everybody involved, parents, students, teachers, will all have an understanding that like this is all optionary, that you like elected to come into this program. But if it's like ran by the government, I don't know if it is ran by the government, then that's wrong.
I wouldn't want it to be ran by the government. It should be an individual thing. And
elected that the parents and the teachers and the students sign off on.
Me and your bro, when we were younger in high school, we went to a private school one day. Our homegirl invited us, and we went and did like a tour. And bro, like they're on different types of times at private schools.
They're more locked in, and that's what the difference is.
They're more locked in, but they're teaching them to be more independent thinkers, learners. They don't like the same way in university, how you just have your lectures and then you figure out a way to do the work on your own. Like they're not in class doing assignments and classwork and stuff like that. They're learning from the professor for quick like a 25-minute 30-minute lecture
in real time.
And then implementing it, and like they carry themselves like how a business person does, and they're learning how to be the future CEOs and head of marketing of different corporations and stuff like that.
And that's where I always come to you from like a perspective of racism is not the problem. It's all about classism, because even from the ground level of classism from school, like public schools are like in general terrible compared to private schools. So it's like from that split alone, that's like the first.
I agree with you. I just am quick to point out the fact that there is obviously a lot of factors at hand holding back a lot of different races that aren't white. But even with white people, you find like Irish people, Scottish people, Italian people, Jewish people, like, you know, being marginalized and shit, like, you know.
You can't say that J word.
Yeah, it's a hot topic, right? But I'm just saying, like, you know, a lot of people have been through a lot of things that obviously hold them back. Jewish people, they have a lot of ways that they combated it, obviously. You know, it's a whole another hot topic that we're getting into, right? But they came together and they combated it really well. Chinese people as well. Even Mexicans to a certain extent. It's obviously a lot of times when I say these things that happen to black people is that we haven't learned to combat it, and that's why it affects us so much,
we
right?
Do complain about it.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go to this next story.
I love how you just throw that in there.
Yeah, because I just want you to know. I just want you to know because you get lost in the sauce sometimes. Japan failed its first moon mission. Only China has actually had a successful moon mission since 1969.
They probably faked it too, and America just said that they can't call them out for faking. That's the thing too. None of these countries can call another country out for faking it because then it exposes that they faked it. So it's
you think the moon landing is fake?
Yeah, 100%.
Right, give me your top 3 reasons why you think the moon landing is
top 3 reasons. Okay, for one, it hasn't been able to be replicated. 2, this is so long ago, and what you're telling me, they had the technology not only to take off from Earth to get to the moon, but to take off from the moon to get back to Earth.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Wild.
Crazy.
And then 3, I think the Earth is flat in the first place, and they didn't go up there and say the Earth is flat, so they're obviously fucking liars.
Yeah. Well, my top 3 reasons would combat you, or not combat. Will also be like assisting yours. It will be like the fact that we've only gone to there's been 6 or 7 moon missions, manned moon missions, 6 of them successful. So first off, that's an extremely successful rate. Nobody's ever gone to the moon twice. So like America did 6 missions. No astronaut went more than once, which would make no sense because you would assume like, especially like
experience, right? Yeah,
experience matters, right? So you would never want a pilot on their first flight every time. Like that would be stupid. And on top of that, they did all 6 of their missions within a span of 3 years, so roughly 6 months apart, and then never went back again. They claim they destroyed the technology they had, so Russia couldn't get it, and then they never had the technology to do it. And then they announced in 2020 they're going back to the moon, but then COVID happened. They pushed that to 2022. It never happened. They pushed it back to 2024 now. So the next manned mission is going to be in 2024, and guess what? There's going to be a woman and a black person in there.
No way.
Which is funny too. Like that tokenism is real. Like, I feel like women and black people should take it personally. Like they always do that shit. They want some shit to be cool. Like even with Spider-Man right now, bro. What do they do to make Spider-Man so popular with the kids? They added a woman Spider-Man and a black Spider-Man. Yeah, Miles Morales and Gwen's.
That was arguably the best Marvel movie ever made, in my opinion.
No, it's amazing. It's genius. Opinion. It's genius, and that's why the government is using it for propaganda and shit. Yeah. But also, too, even just look at the space station shit, bro. That shit is fake as fuck. Like they use green screen. You see air bubbles.
Bro, I'm not like
there's strings holding people up and shit.
I don't like
come on,
going
bro.
based off of videos when I argue like the moon mission or space and stuff like that. Like,
you mean just by the facts? I hear what you're saying,
so,
but
like,
I even think that the space station itself, bro. All these satellites that they say are orbiting the planet, all that type of shit, bro. Yeah, right, bro.
Well, like,
they love to act like they're so superior and they're on some shit that doesn't make sense, my brother. Like, let's just talk about what's going on Earth. Like, let's deal with that.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I've been obsessed with space since I was like a kid. Space and dinosaurs were the first 2 things I got obsessed with, and then I realized they were cap.
Yeah, it is appealing. Dinosaurs especially, like they make movies about it and shit. It's cool.
Space, like I remember in grade 11, I had an argument with my my science teacher at Northern, to the point where I stumped my science teacher on space. Obviously, now looking at it, it's not as significant because I think school teachers barely know anything they're teaching. Yeah. Like they have a curriculum, they're teaching straight out of the book. Yeah. They don't actually understand the shit.
Yeah.
But it's like from then on, I was like certified in my beliefs that like when I say space is fake, but like that doesn't mean that there isn't anything in space. I'm saying the shit that they tell us.
Yeah, the version that they give us.
Yeah, like, there's so much like a perfect one for me, like that I would say is like even the basic concept of gravity, right? So it's like gravity is based off of the mass of a planet. Sorry, we're going real deep here for no reason.
It is, but
we'll keep it short. But like gravity is based off the mass of the planet, the weight of the planet, which will have a gravitational force, which is impossible to replicate on Earth because of Earth's gravity. So when they go to the moon or go to Mars or go to whatever, they're estimating the weight of that planet and then basing the gravity based off the weight. So when I asked this question to my science teacher and to everybody I've ever talked to since, I said, if I was to make a machine with all the, what's the word? Like I get to like experiment as much as possible on computers, but never actual physical. Could I make a machine that can shoot a full court basketball shot in its first attempt, but you don't know the weight of the ball? Do you think that would be possible? Because you don't know exact. Let's say you have an estimate of the weight of the ball.
Yeah, the size of it doesn't tell you the weight of it.
2 to 8 pounds of the ball, right? Mm-hmm. You see the dimensions of the ball, but you don't know if it can be anywhere from 2 to 8 pounds of the ball.
Yeah, you don't know what's inside of it.
Could you make a machine that can shoot a full court basketball shot on its first attempt without knowing the weight? Because like technically, like the gravity of the moon was estimated. The gravity of Mars is estimated based off the weight of the planet or the moon of the moon.
Even then, that's to assume that, like you said, that gravity is based off of that. Yeah,
I like to pick out like the base levels of like arguments and then go from there. It's like, yeah, you can tell me a bunch of different things that don't actually matter to me. I'm saying like we're going to talk about gravity, and you're landing on something that needs gravity type shit.
Just keep, like you said, we'll keep this conversation quick, right? But I'm telling you, I'm real like big on like I think the Earth is not the shape that they say. Okay, so let's just say like for gravity, right? Like it pulls mass to the Earth, right? So if we're heavy as fuck, right? And it pulls us down. Why is it that, like, let's say you're underwater and an air bubble's going up? Think about how light that air is.
Because water's heavy.
Yeah, it's the mass forcing it up. And that's what I'm saying. Mass is something that we can rely on and shit like that. But this gravity stuff that you're talking about, that's made up. Especially when you take into account, like, air and all this stuff that could lift up something that, like, an airplane shouldn't be able to fly, or a bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly by their logic of what they say with gravity and stuff like that, right? But you add in aerodynamics and all this stuff, and it's just like, yeah, bro, like, what are you talking about with things being heavy?
Let's switch it up to something lighter, because it's like actually a topic that everybody's been obsessed with nowadays, which would make you ousted 20 years ago. Do you believe that aliens are real?
Yeah, form of them. Who knows? Maybe even what was supposed to be angels, we look at them like aliens or something like that, or what we think are aliens or angels, like, you know what I'm saying, some type of reverse like that, or anything. Like, I definitely think that who knows what's out there. Like, I don't act like I have all the answers. So it's like when people ask me about aliens, I can't say for sure they exist. I can't say for sure they don't exist. And then when you see accounts of people saying UFOs and shit like that, and like Roswell, Area 51, all these different encounters, different religions have different encounters with aliens and shit like that. It's like, yeah, like I'll take their word for it more than mine, because I don't have no experiences with it. But if they're saying they do, I mean, yeah, I'll take that with a grain of salt.
I definitely do not believe there's aliens. I think it's pretty asinine to think there is, but that's just my opinion. Obviously, I don't know everything either, but I just feel like it's so funny that aliens are so prominent now that if you don't believe in aliens, then you're kind of the conspiracy theorist. But 20 years ago, if you did believe in aliens, you'd literally be kicked out of your community.
Yeah, to me, it's just like
tinfoil hats.
To even like veer off. I think it's weird when you ever meet people and they don't believe in no conspiracies. They like I think every
like that.
Yeah, I think every conspiracy is fake. It's like, whoa, like bro, you're a part of the Matrix at that point. Like, you're like indoctrinated.
Yeah, I have a friend like that, and because I would always talk about like 9/11, moon landing, all these stuff. He's like, it would be impossible for that many people to lie. But then now he is very like against the whole government process of COVID, and he was now saying like
starting to wake up to shit.
Exactly. It's pretty funny to see it in real time. Like, I just ask him about his opinions, and his opinions will be contrary to like the narrative, and I'll be like, wouldn't you consider that a conspiracy? Then he'd be like, ooh, maybe. And it's like he doesn't realize he's believing in conspiracy.
Yeah.
Believing
in life, bro, it's funny when you see people like waking up to shit like that. Like, because it's like, bro, this shit I knew like when I was like 13. Yeah. Like, you're just discovering that now.
It's
like
the more
man.
information people throw at you makes you believe something more and more. But even if that information itself, like, it's just like.
But you ever have like an argument?
Propaganda at its finest. Like, that is the whole concept of propaganda.
Yeah, you have like
throw false information into the pot.
Yeah, and then it just
and base all your studies off of the false information.
Exactly.
Right?
But you ever had like a conversation with someone about like a little bit outlandish to them, right? But you already know what it is because you know what's up. And then like months later they become you like, yo, like, and you like, yo, I've been trying to show you, like,
I'm that guy, especially in my friend groups where like I will always take the outlandish standpoint, and then they'll be like, whoa, you're actually right on this point. Yeah, but then I also have people that think I'm an idiot for my opinions, and like they're free to think that.
I think both things.
You know who I think are idiots?
Who?
The people at the Met Gala.
Oh yeah,
have you seen that shit last night?
I seen a couple outfits. Let's pull up the outfits.
The Met Gala happened last night. Go on like Complex or something. They show a bunch of them. Complex's Instagram. But yeah, so the Met Gala happened last night, and I honestly believe
you're right there. The first
it's like
link,
the greatest distraction thing of all time, and all it does is just show the stupidest people, like all the highest celebrities in the stupidest outfits.
Yeah, but a lot of the shit that celebrities do, that's what it is. It's like.
It's just attention seeking. But then even like your girl Ice Spice was there. She was looking normal though.
But she's just becoming a celebrity, right? So she can't. First of all, she can't out stupid all the ones who are trying to be so stupid. So the first outfit
we're pulling up is ASAP Rocky and Rihanna. Like look what Rihanna's wearing. Zoom in on that. Zoom in on Rihanna.
How many belts does ASAP have on?
Bro, she's a flower, fam. She's literally like what the fuck? Like, I don't know what the hell is that? And yeah, ASAP Rocky has 3 belts on, a skirt. Like, bro, this is crazy. You saw A$AP Rocky also pulled up there and he jumped from out of the crowd.
I actually like his.
That's
boots.
how he made his entrance.
I like his boots, but he jumped into the crowd or
he
out
jumped
of the crowd.
Out of like so he skipped the line at like the red carpet of the Met Gala and jumped out of the crowd. Like it was a whole video of it.
That's cool.
But then I don't know how he did that.
He's super into fashion. His outfit looks like it's inspired by like Karl Lagerfeld or something like that.
And then you got like Doja Cat, who was literally.
I seen Doja Cat. Yo, her shit looked kind of fly though. I'm not gonna lie. The makeup was kind of done real well. Like it was artistic. Stupid. Yeah, it's stupid, but it was artistic. Like she looked kind of cool. And you know how I've been feeling about her lately. I'm kind of off her.
And then Lil Nas X had this whole face mask. Oh, but Doja Cat was also taking interviews before we move on to
That's your boo.
This fucking guy. Bro, a few Bud Lights, you'll deal with that nigga, bro. What are you talking about? But yeah, Doja Cat was like, in the interviews and shit, was only purring too. She was playing a cat the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is even more different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Lil Nas X had this whole like silver outfit thing.
I mean, look at that makakeup though. That's impressive.
Doja Cat?
You know what that almost reminds me of? Remember the Lion King, the live action shit? She looks like one of them little cheetahs in there. It was dope. The makeup's real dope.
If you clapped in that outfit though, is that bestiality or not?
Yeah, kind of. You're definitely into the furries and shit. But
I think she's trying to be. There was actually a furry here. Fuck, go on the Complex Instagram, bro. Like I don't get why you're not doing that.
At the end of the day, if that was my girl and she wanted to fuck like that, I would just fuck. I'm not gonna let a little nose get in the way of shit.
Yeah. So on Complex, like they were showing this one guy who literally had was a furry and he had his like a whole cat outfit. Like it's like an actual. It's not. It was like a mascot costume, but it looked like real life. No, not this. Keep scrolling down.
You seen that nigga?
Yeah, keep scrolling.
Her hair was crazy.
You can't find it.
Let me see Ice Spicy.
Ice Spice was looking cute.
Icy Spicy.
I like her hair when it's down, no cap.
Man, I'm telling you, she's dope. One thing that's really taking her far is her personality, bro. Like she's super humble, super down to earth, but she's talented. So it's a good combination. Yeah, she's I think she's like really marketable, and yeah, she definitely writes her music. It's not nothing too complicated, but no, she's not an AI artist.
Came out right when
it's
AI
either she's writing her music or one of her niggas is writing the music.
What if AI wrote her music? What is a funny like if you
bro? Hold on, even those Drake songs that are getting big and shit like that. Let's chill out for a second because the AI is not writing the song.
Yeah, they are.
People are writing the song and then putting the AI is making the voice.
I know. I'm pretty sure AI wrote the song too.
No, a songwriter wrote the song.
Bro, you know you can put on AI like write a song
I know
like
what you're
Drake,
saying, bro.
Right?
They don't write good music, brother. They don't have soul.
So you think AI is just the voiceover?
Yeah.
So why don't you would you ever do something like
that's what they're saying? That is going to be the big next thing for songwriters to start using the voice of the people that they're trying to pitch the songs to, so you could just reference them and they could hear it themselves how they would sound on the song.
So then why would they have to lay the tracks if they have
even Killy just said that the other day. He said he said if anyone could make a song for me, AI song, we'll split it 50-50. And I meant to talk about this last time with you.
Yeah, we were going to.
The whole AI thing, I think it's funny because I said this shit on Instagram, but then I seen him talk about it on the Extra Gravy podcast. Marlon was saying the DJs just got to run it, and it's true. Like they're in a tough spot. Like how do you not let that one song, the Drake Weekend mashup?
Amazing.
That song is really good. I don't like when the real Weekend would sing his part better than the AI Weekend sang it. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the Weekend is the best singer ever, and AI is not even good enough to capture that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The AI couldn't do the Weekend properly.
Did Drake amazing.
He captured Drake 100%.
Oh
but that's the thing. Drake is kind of like robotic like that, where it's like he's so perfect at his flow. I'm just trying to say it's like a robot doing it. Drake, when it comes to his shit, is like a robot. It's like a machine.
I wouldn't say robot. I would say Drake is like what you learn from singing school. Like, you know what I mean? When people go to school to learn how to sing, that's Drake.
But even
the Weekend is naturally amazing. I
meant more like the flows and the cadences are they're so catchy and he's so good at doing them. Like a lot of people get too creative with it. Like Drake just does it so it just sounds good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not trying to be artistic and shit like how a Kendrick Lamar might be, where it's I feel like there's too much going on and shit. Like, he just makes it catchy.
Would be easy as fuck to mimic.
Maybe.
I want to know
Kendrick's all over the place, bro. It's hard to imitate Kendrick. I like when people make fun of it, but even then, it's that's one section of Kendrick. Kendrick does a million things on one song.
I would love to see what's gonna happen with all this AI music, because I know when the AI Drake Weekend song came out, they got the labels got it taken off of Twitter, got it taken off of Apple Music.
Yeah, I feel like that's just panic. That's remember when
But what's the laws going to be around that?
What was before Lime? It was Napster, right?
Yeah.
Remember how they destroyed Napster because they were so worried about it, but that still led to everything else.
They were still stealing the actual content these people were making. These people aren't making this content. Your voice is not content.
Oh yeah, it's a little different. I'm just saying that panic. I'm just saying that panic.
Yeah, that's how they can just
bro. The record labels right now are panicking about the AI shit.
Yeah, so I want to know what legal ramifications could there be? Is it like saying if this is Drake's voice, you can't do it, or you can't claim it as Drake?
Bro, I'm not. The thing about when Designer came out, he sounded just like Future. I know Future wanted a bag.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
Future
so
was like, yo, this nigga took my whole shit and has the biggest song right now. I remember at that time, Panda was bigger than any song Future had ever had.
Yeah.
But it was, everyone thought it was a Future song.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but like,
that type
I'm
of
saying
shit
like
will
there's
happen.
always been sound-alikes, right? So there's always been people that are trying to steal other people's flows, their cadences, or even their voice. So it's like with AI, when you're physically stealing their voice, how can you regulate that when that's always been around, right?
Yeah,
and
it's like, tough. It's tough.
Is it like you're not allowed to use Drake's name?
I'm
saying like, you think it's going to be like a matter of you can't use Drake's name?
Yeah, they'll probably have to come up with a whole new title.
Let's say you did you did Blue Mercedes finally, and you said featuring the Six God, and then you have an AI Drake, right? Is that's not Drake's name?
No, you're right. Probably the Six God part. He probably has a trademark because his song Six God. But like I see what you're saying. Something associated with him where people get the hint. Yeah. The boy, like, or something like, like something that he does. You just look into what he has trademarked and what he does and type shit. Yeah, I mean, I think shit like that will be rampant, especially like you said, for up and coming artists who want to feature for someone that they can't afford.
If I was to ever be an up and coming, if I was making music, if I ever did music right now, before
you're inspiring me to make a new project. I'm gonna go get these AIs featuring AI, featuring AI, featuring AI.
Yeah, actually, and it'll be like you wrote it. It'd be your songs.
Honestly, I think someone should do it just because it would probably get. We're gonna scrap this whole episode. We're not giving too much good ideas out, but if someone does that and it pops off, it'll go viral.
And it's like you just nickname all the rappers that you're featuring, and then you'll literally like, for example,
you're giving out too much free game, man.
No, I'm not an artist. You're an artist, so this is
I know. Now we're saying it to the cameras,
bro. Saying Blue Mercedes next week, literally a week.
Featuring all the AIs.
Yeah, bro. Get a track with Drake.
It's more to it than honestly. I might do it just for the music, but I don't like doing all the other shit, like all the photo shoots and all that shit. I hate all that shit.
So you respect the music too much to ever do this copyright shit, but like there are people who want to just their whole goal in life is to
I'm
get
saying
famous.
I would do some shit like this, but just for music's sake. I wouldn't do it for the sake of like getting famous and going on tour. Yeah, but there are people that are going to try to do to get viral, and they're going to find ways around it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like what I'm trying to say right now is like, if the copyright version of it is like the legal copyright is you can't use Drake's name, use a nickname. If you can't use Drake's voice, put it one octave higher. Like, you know what I mean? There's little things like that you could always be able to tweak over and over again. And then now you have free features. These guys are charging $250,000 a feature. It's like, now you get that shit for free and you can write it out yourself. It's true. You put it that way, it's fucking genius.
You need somebody to rap it out. Like this guy doing forms. You can make a request right
No,
now.
but on AI, like you can do in the studio, like you rap it yourself and then you put AI voice over your voice.
Yeah.
So you need to mimic the flow.
Yeah, but that's not hard.
Fair enough. You would have to do that.
But that's not hard. Like, there's literally that YouTuber.
Yeah, there's lots of people who do it.
What's his name? Like, but
then people are gonna want that percentage of the song or whatever, right? Then it's not an AI. Then you're actually featuring someone else. Someone else is still coming and wait because it's that you worked with them, but you just
you're saying the person for the voice.
Yeah, you could give them like 5% or something like. Yeah, if you could voice over it, then you don't have to worry, right?
I feel like the AI would be able to compensate like.
Even then, it was like it'd be cool to hear Drake rap the way you rap if you're someone else, like, right? It's like, oh, Drake got on my song and he borrowed my flow type shit. Like,
yeah.
You know, and it's like you hear his voice, he was trying to rap like me, nigga.
It's just like, like even if you want to say like not even Drake, like if you want to go like Tory Lane's first song out since jail.
Yeah,
still in jail,
all
you can put that headline
bro,
on.
You can feature Michael Jackson, you get Tupac, you can get Biggie, like you can get like Juice WRLD, like you can get Nipsey Hussle.
You can literally say unreleased Juice WRLD song and then put a song with you and Juice WRLD.
It's big for all the artists that passed away. Like for the passed away artists, it's like fuck, man. What could we do with Marvin Gaye these days? You know,
the Pop Smoke's boy literally just like was in the DMs of somebody, and it came out that he said that Pop Smoke has no more unreleased music. I'm like, this is the absolute worst time you could possibly have said that, because it's like at this point you could have faked the Pop Smoke album, especially if you have the rights to all of Pop Smoke's like royalty.
But yeah, I hear
but he came out and said like he was in the DMs of somebody saying like Pop Smoke has no more songs to be released. Like we would do another album if we could. And it's like Juice WRLD, for example, has like they say he has like 9,000 songs unreleased. So it's now any AI song of Juice WRLD could technically be real or fake, right? Yeah. Like
I have a lot of unreleased music, bro. I don't.
This guy's setting himself
no,
up.
It's not even that. But like some artists just don't. Especially for a guy like Pop Smoke, so much of his shit was hitting. Like a lot of this shit was like
that shit. Like
that's what they said. They were like, you pretty much used all his garbage.
Yeah,
like, you know.
I didn't like that stuff.
Yeah.
But what's it called? I was saying for like even with you, like not even you, but like rappers that don't want to even like old rappers that used to rap that don't now, you can drop Blue Mercedes now. If it flops, be like, bro, that wasn't even me. That was like AI. Like, you know what I mean? Just drop it and see what the people, like what the streets are saying. Like, don't promote it, don't nothing. If people are saying, yo, this shit by Jimmy's fire, if this is actually your real music, I'm saying the shit by Jimmy's fire, you'd be like, yeah, yo, I just released Blue Mercedes and only my real fans saw that shit. And then if they say it's trash, be like, yo, that wasn't even me. That was AI. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like there's mad loopholes like that you can do too.
Yeah.
I don't know. This like again,
the AI thing is dope, man. We gotta have a healthy relationship with it. Like the way you just brought it up, that is good for art. At the end of the day, like
for art.
No, I think it's good because even like, bro, Drake would probably hear a song. Let's say 100 people did it. There's gonna be one time where he hears, he's like, yo, that person is dope. I would want to work with that person. But they use my voice in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a matter of like now, if I'm Drake, I would say, if I was Drake, I would say no, I'm not releasing music ever again.
No, you wouldn't say that, man. Let's move on to the next subject.
Before we move on, actually,
I'm gonna stop my bag and protest.
No, bro, Drake doesn't need no more money. This guy's rich as fuck. But there's a artist out of the UK. This actually just reminded me of it. Have you heard of him? Dead or something like that. D-I-D-E. Have you heard of this guy? It's like he's been out for a month. He has one song out. It's a banger. First off, it's like a UK song, but nobody knows who he is. But he plays for the Premier League.
They love the mask out there.
Bro, he plays in the Premier League. And nobody knows where he is. So now all these Premier League like podcasts and stuff.
The thing is that, bro, there's mad niggas in the Premier League though. Exactly. Especially even like in the 18 under teams, the 19 under teams, the 21 under teams. There's mad niggas out there.
Yeah, so niggas are like literally like there's a one clip where at one point he shows like his wrist and there's like a diamond tattoo and people are saying, oh, well, based off that tattoo, he's this guy on this team. But then the team is like the worst team in the Prem. From Southampton or some shit like that, and they're the worst team in the Prem. And this guy in his track says, "My team stays winning," and people are mocking him now.
Whatever. When they go and play the because they had those tournaments where they play
the FA Cup and shit. They're not winning, bro.
No, I'm talking about the where the other teams from the lower thing are trying to the relegation leagues. They have those tournaments. They probably kill that shit.
Yeah. No, but like so this is like it's a massive thing in the UK. Everyone's trying to find out who this guy is.
That's dope. That's why the whole mask thing and the secret identity thing is really cool. Yeah. Remember, I can't remember who was that did it, but his songs were getting big. I think it was like 24 hours or something like that.
I was saying,
24 hours. That Kanye? Kid? Oh. No, it wasn't Kanye. Who did it end up being? It was.
His name was 24 hours.
No, but it came out that he was an artist that was already out before.
Oh, really? And just did it
who is 24 hours? He's behind something else. Like who's 24 hours?
Bro, I was also like, well, I'll let you finish this first.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, yeah, dead this.
I can't.
But
remember.
yeah, so I was thinking. So this the masked guy, he's wearing like long sleeve sweaters, jackets, and stuff the whole time. But then there's like clips where you can see where he is like black and he sounds quote unquote black. But if you were like a white guy like a Jack Grealish, right? Would you ever go black?
Jack who?
Jack Grealish. You don't know who that is? The pretty nigga in the Prem. He
Why
plays for
call
City.
a nigga pretty,
Bro,
man?
He's a very pretty nigga. What the fuck? He's wavy too. So
that's your type, huh?
So Jack, like I'm saying, like if you're Jack Grealish and you wanted to be a rapper and you wanted to never be found, what if you went blackface, did his shit, and then every part of him that ever gets exposed is black, but then everyone's like, oh, it has to be a black person, so everyone they're guessing is black.
Shit, I don't know, man.
Because
now you're making like a whodunit. This nigga trying to be Sherlock Holmes.
If this guy gets exposed for who he is in the Prem, then he could technically get kicked off the Prem teams because they're in England, right? They're all more posh, right? Like you have, like
he could, but some
you have to uphold.
Nah, he could, but they might like it.
Well, he would have to limit the shit he raps about, especially.
Oh yeah,
too,
yeah.
Right?
But
he's not a drill rapper.
In general, out there, like in the UK, man, like they need to stop the knife violence, man. I seen a kid get pulled over the other day. He was like 13, 14, 15. He had a big fucking machete on him. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro. Like, what are you gonna do with that, bro? Like, you're gonna get in a small argument with someone and cut them with a machete? It's not that serious. I think in general, the black on black violence needs to relax, and niggas need to stop rapping about that shit.
If you were sitting on a plane though, and would you rather someone pull out a knife or their dick and start jacking off beside you? Because that's what Designer did.
What a segue. This guy
that's
is
what
different.
Designer did.
Yeah.
So Designer got arrested for public indecency because on a plane ride back from Japan, this guy was jacking off in the plane in like on the flight, and like apparently like the flight attendants told him to stop multiple times, and he couldn't do it.
He said, "I want to join the Mile High Club one way or another."
he actually said, "I got no I was just in Japan, and I got no plane. I was just super horny."
That's what he said?
Yeah, and then he's like, I have a mental condition because he thinks he's a sex addict. blah, 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 blah. So now he committed himself instead of going to jail, obviously.
From what I first seen, he said that the medicine that they gave him out there was making him have a mental health crisis, and he wasn't himself.
No, he would. I might be wrong. From what I heard, he claimed himself as a sex addict and put himself into rehab instead of jail.
I heard.
But like, would that make sense, right? So it's like if you had the option of jail and rehab, you're going to rehab for sure.
No,
right?
for sure. But I just feel like it would have came out a little earlier if he was a sicko like that.
Well, no, not really. Like you hear all these celebrities probably are to an extent, right?
Shit.
We're speculating.
Well, yeah, we're all just speculating. But I thought it would make more sense that he had to go see a doctor that wasn't really able to diagnose him properly. He took some medicine that didn't sit right with him.
Well, what medicine makes you want to jack off on a plane, bro? Like he was just sitting in his chair. It's not like he went to
Quaaludes.
It's not even like he was going to the
joking,
bathroom and doing it. Like this guy was just sitting in his chair. They're telling him to stop. He's not stopping.
No, so I mean that's the part that makes me feel like, bro, like no one in their right mind would do some shit like that. Like you're jerking off, and then someone tells you to sit down, and you keep jerking off there. That's crazy, bro. That's what I'm saying. Obviously not. You're having a mental health crisis. No one in their right mind is doing some shit like that. Yo, bro, you remember that video of the girl who she was at the like a hotel party kind of shit, like by the pool, and she was so horny, she was just rubbing one out, and she's just there rubbing one out while everyone at the party is just staring at her, and then the security came and removed her from the party.
Yeah, that's just weird. Yeah. People are fucked
but she's
up.
not in her right mind. She's drunk out of her mind. Someone might have even roofied her for all you know. Like
roofied. I don't think that's how roofies work, brother. But okay,
bro, you ever seen someone when they're on G? They don't liquid G. They don't act right. Like it's not like a predictable way they act and shit. Like some people take that shit by choice even and get out of their minds.
Yo, you know who's not acting right?
What, you gonna say, me?
No, Leslie Chow.
Who's Leslie Chow?
You don't know who Leslie Chow is?
Nah, enlighten me.
It's actually one of the biggest artists in America. Probably, arguably the biggest. Well, no, he's top 5.
Is it a joke or something?
No, top 5, Leslie Chow. Mishu, show him Leslie Chow.
Leslie Chow. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I just never heard of this.
You never heard of it?
Sounds like Destiny's Child.
No, Leslie Chow.
Oh. Lil Uzi?
Lil Uzi changed his name to Leslie Chow, and he's identifying as a girl now. Well, he always was a they them, and then now he's saying he's a girl named Leslie. So he posted his picture of this video in Thailand, and it says Leslie was in Thailand. In his bio of Instagram, it says Leslie Chow, and like that's his actual government name now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is above my pay grade. I don't know what to say about this shit.
Bro, this shit's crazy. And like,
I don't know if he's mocking it or what.
No, that's what I was saying to Mishu, right? So me and Mishu were talking about this on the drive here. That's the reason I wanted to bring it up. But I said everybody like the Mishu generation, because Mishu, how old are you?
23.
He's 23. And I feel like those 23-year-olds, like the Aiden Ross age, like those people like to play gay, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like playing
this
gay.
This nigga might just be a clone too, bro. This might not even be the real Lil Uzi Vert,
I
bro.
feel like Lil Uzi
this nigga's from Philly?
I think Lil Uzi got super famous off of playing gay, but I don't think he was playing because now he's taking it like everybody would say too far.
Maybe he's trying to play a little more. I don't know.
But it's like that was a whole like Tyler the Creator thing too. He was playing into like the like I'm gonna play gay and it's gonna be funny type shit. So Lil Uzi did that to the extreme now. So it's like it's mad weird. And it's like maybe he was playing before and then now it kind of got him type shit.
Maybe he was playing before and when they cloned him, they put in a little too much fucking zestiness and they didn't realize what they were doing and the clone took it too far.
Zest level was a little too high.
Yeah, that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't because. Lil Uzi, I thought he was a cool nigga, but now I'm seeing this. It's not even that it makes me feel any different about him, but this doesn't seem like the version of him that I know.
I think it's gonna
I don't know if he's trolling or what.
Why would that not make you look at him a little different?
Oh, I'm just saying, it's making me look at him so different.
He's saying it's a troll.
This is a different person. I don't know this nigga.
Okay, let's say hypothetically it wasn't a troll. What would you say then, Mishu? Because this is your favorite artist.
No, don't ask Mishu. Ask me.
No, let me ask Mishu. I know.
You said he changed his name. You didn't change his name.
Yeah, he did. He did. Okay, Mishu's saying he just didn't actually change his name, but like, let's say hypothetically he did. Is that going to change your opinion?
No.
Okay,
He's too
so
big of a fan.
If it's not going to change your opinion, it's not going to change your opinion. He just wants to rock. But then we also have Brittney Griner.
Bro, look who's following. The one person.
Who is that?
Ken Jeong.
From fucking Community, no?
I don't know. But what's it called? So we also have Brittney Griner who came and said it should be illegal to not let trans women play sports.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny because there's been a lot of rumors about her being trans. I'm not. No,
I'm not. Play the video for
I'm not trying to be like. I'm not even trying to be funny and shit. There was a lot of rumors online that she's trans. The same way that Michelle Obama gets it, right?
Oh, you seen the Michelle Obama? I don't want to get into that.
I don't want to get into it either. I'm just saying. I think I'm caught by the algorithm. There was a lot of rumors about that, and then I expected her stance to be different. We don't need to play the clip. I've seen this. Bro, but like, hold on a second. Let me just. I'm already speaking on it. I'm already speaking on it. We could play it for the fans, like on the screen while we're like that could be edited on easily. What I'm trying to watch, can I say what I'm trying to say? God damn it,
bro! It's like
this nigga is interrupting me.
Why can't you talk about what she said?
All right, bro. Go ahead. Like that's more important than what I have to say.
No, because you're talking about what she said. So let's hear what she said.
The fuck? Cool. If that's what's more important, then let's just watch this clip all day.
Bro, it's a 30-second or whatever. Go, continue.
All right, bro. What I'm trying to say is she already had the accusations, and I thought that when they asked her about it, I thought that she would have been like, "Nah, I don't think that's cool." For one, to be like to kind of like deflect away from the fact that people think that that's what she's on, right? But for two, it's like if men, especially men her size, were to come into the WNBA, but even men smaller than her were to come into the WNBA, it doesn't matter if they're wearing like a wig or taking estrogen or whatever, like they would dominate her, like, you know? But she is also delusional. She said that she could beat DeMarcus Cousins one-on-one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right? So she is a little delusional.
The Olympics.
If she thinks that men would come into the WNBA and her job would still be secure, she's actually delusional. Yeah. And for her to talk about, she says that she thinks that not letting transgender people play sports is a crime. It's just crazy for her to speak about crimes when she just got traded for an arms dealer because you were committing crimes in Russia.
Well, like I think
the whole thing to me was just crazy. I was like, this is the last person who should be giving their opinion on this.
I think exactly. I was gonna say I think she's gonna be the spokesperson for a lot of the talking points of like the quote unquote left. Because she's definitely owned by them now, right? Like she feels like I feel like they had like come to some type of agreement that you're gonna say whatever we want you to say. Like you're gonna be our puppet now because we just freed you from Russia. Which like again, would you rather be in jail in Russia or just do whatever the government tells you to do?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'll be very surprised if there's ever gonna be a point where she speaks against party lines for the rest of her career. I feel like she is gonna be the #1 advocate for all these random things, even if it goes against her best interests like this, because this clearly goes against her best interests.
I felt like it was two ways it really went against her best interests. The fact that she was speaking on crime and she just got traded out of jail, and the fact that if men were allowed to play, she'd be out of a job.
Exactly. So it doesn't make sense, but she said herself she's gonna be the loudest advocate speaking on this for the behalf for the next few years.
Which would be the reason why she keeps her job.
So it's like that's what I'm trying to say. So I feel like she's probably going to be the next arm, but like the biggest puppet for the government propaganda shit.
I could see it because when I saw this, I was like, it would have just been in her best interest to say, I really want to speak on that right now. I've been through a lot these past few months.
So before we're going to go deep into sports in a second, but I want to play one more clip of a sports athlete. I actually want to play this clip of Giannis at Antetokounmpo after they lost their game against Miami. He made arguably one of the best post-game speeches or answers to a question I've ever heard. Because usually you get like the generic like, we played hard, they just had the best of us today, blah, 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 blah. You get like some bullshit answers like that, right?
Yeah.
I want you to hear this, like how he answered this one. This was amazing in my opinion. Yeah, play.
I'm curious for you. Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay, do you get a promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide a house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success, you know. And if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps to it, you know. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me. No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Okay, exactly. So why you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful, some days you're not. Some days it's your turn, some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's gonna win. And this year, somebody else is gonna win. Simple as that. We're gonna come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits, try to play better, not have a 10-day stretch with playing bad basketball, and hopefully we can win a championship. So 50 years from 1971 to 2021 that we didn't win a championship, it was 50 years of failures. No, it was not. It was steps to it, and we were able to win one. Hopefully we can win another one. Sorry that I didn't want to make it personal, because you asked me the same question last year, and
So what do you like? I feel like that's a good speech for like kids, like from a dad to a son type shit. Not even just about sports, but
as like a role
life.
model, right?
Yeah.
But I think like we can get to it in our opinions in a second. I think like what he's saying in general is just dope to me, because it's like, man, so often people try to be like compare mentalities and stuff, and we have like this kind of like sheep mentality as humans, like, oh, we should all have the same mentality and then we'll for sure be a greater race, because that, or like the Mamba mentality, great example. People always say everyone should have the Mamba mentality. It's just like, no, that worked for Kobe, and Giannis has his mentality that works for him, and everyone should develop a strong mentality that works for themselves and be strong in it. Because as soon as this question came up, you can see it rubbed him the wrong way, and he went straight into how he feels and what works for him and what made him a champion. It's just like, me personally, I feel what he's saying, because what he's saying is like, you do not become a success overnight, and if you call everything a failure, then how are you ever going to become a success? Because failure scares a lot of people off. So I've seen what Shaq said after, and he's like, oh, I think, every year I didn't win was a failure. And it's like, that is a simple way of looking at it. And if you're going to be hard on yourself, but it's like, sometimes it's like, bro, like, I didn't win it this year, but I'm working towards it. Like, it's not, you're not going to win a championship every year. Like, that does not happen, And it's just like, you're not going to win everything you do. There's sometimes other people are going to win, and it's just about being able to come back from that, and you're building towards something. That's more important than focusing on never losing and never having a failure and stuff like that. No one's perfect, like, No,
100%. So I want to even remove it from sports, right? So it's like, if you put that same mentality into life, like, you're not going to be able to achieve your dreams overnight. And that's what he's trying to say. Always strive for your goals, but even if you don't hit your goals, but you're genuinely trying, you're gonna fail somewhere higher than you already started, right? So it's like, for example, easy way to put it, for like, if I was to start going to the gym, if I'm like, I want to lose like 50 pounds, and I go in 50 pounds in the next 3 months, and I go to the gym for 3 months and I only lose 40 pounds, is that a failure?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's like, I still worked hard. I still lost. I'm better off than I was 3 months ago. So it's like, you can't claim that as a failure. And like, it's a very cliche thing that people used to say, or still do, but they say a loss, or there's no such thing as taking losses. Those are lessons. And like, it's the same concept, right?
That's
so
true.
it's like,
you learn more in your losses than you do in your wins.
Exactly. So it's like,
that's why it's really hard to repeat as champion in the NBA and shit like that.
The way he was explaining it was just like, it's such a mentality based thing, not just like in a positive way for messaging for like young people. It's like, if you have goals, strive for your goal. Like, if you're if you're a high school kid trying to go to Harvard, like, don't be mad if you get into like Yale. Like, you know what I mean? It's like little things like that.
Even Duke or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, if you fail short of like what you're aiming, but it's way higher than you would have got if you didn't have mentality, that still is a success.
Yeah,
and
shoot for the moon,
a
fall amongst the stars. Yeah, 100%.
So, like, 100%.
Shoot for the stars, fall on the moon.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck they say.
No, the saying is aim for the moon, land on the stars. But it's like that doesn't even make sense.
Because space isn't real.
Exactly. Way to circle back, brother. So now we're gonna get into sports. So all you non-sports people, thanks for tuning in, because I know a lot of you guys don't like this shit.
No, honestly, we'll see you guys next time.
But we're gonna get into sports because we like sports. So, first thing I want to go into before we talk about playoffs or NFL draft or anything, the Raptors. You see who they're gonna sign as a head coach?
No.
They're saying they're gonna sign what's her name?
Oh,
Becky Harmon.
Yeah, my girl brought this up to me. I'm gonna say this. This rumor comes up every few years that Becky Harmon's gonna be a head coach. I don't think it's gonna happen. And like, even like, bro, I'll say it. This is not me being misogynistic and shit like this. This is me just being realistic. Like,
you took that deep breath is misogynistic.
I know, right? It was fucked. But okay, see the MKA Duco thing that just happened, right? How he slept with one of his coworkers, and that was such a big deal. Whatever, the organization let him go. Like, bro, if it ever came out that a player was sleeping with the head coach in the NBA, especially, like, it would just be a really, really, really bad look for that franchise.
The coach or the player?
The whole franchise. It would just look bad on the whole franchise, and that's why I think in that one aspect, it's a bit of a liability. Like,
I would actually be very interested, because I've never thought of that, but I feel like that would be very interesting to see who the backlash falls on as an individual. Would it be on the person in the quote unquote power dynamic where it would be Becky, or would it be a player who's technically the submissive but is a man? Right,
Yeah,
so it'd be interesting because like you always see the roles
That's
reversed.
like
right?
if Hillary Clinton became president and she was getting
exactly. So
topped off under the desk. What would it be like compared to her husband? Yeah,
but I think the Raptors are going to do this for one reason and one reason only.
because it's Toronto.
Tank for Bronny.
Oh, honestly, yeah, getting Bronny because that comes with LeBron James. So you're pretty much drafting LeBron
You're drafting
James.
LeBron James. He
Yeah.
said he wants to play. So if you get the first overall pick,
And his contract is up.
we trade off Siakam, we get LeBron. That 1 year of the NBA season will get us more viewership.
We might as well, at that point, trade Siakam and Van Fleet for some draft picks for some really bad teams.
Yeah, we get LeBron. We get Bronny. Bronny's going to be the future of Toronto. We just run it
You
up.
send Siakam to Portland. You let Dame have a chance.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
No, bro. So like, I think that would be interesting. Like, because next year is going to be the Bronny, LeBron.
Yeah, Bronny
like,
sweepstakes.
Yeah.
It's about how much are teams willing to sacrifice. I think there might be one or two teams at the top that might say we're not interested in that. That might look at a player like that's worth building their franchise around. But for sure, by the time 3, 4, 5 is coming up, it's like that's Bronny time.
But like, this would be the perfect. I'm saying the reason why the Raptors should do it because it's like a win. It's a win-win situation, right? If she comes in and does really well, then oh my gosh,
Yeah, we're geniuses.
We're geniuses. We brought a woman in and she we gave her the position to strive. If she does really bad, it's like failed experiment. But
Literally, I don't like a lot of people are gonna talk about. I don't think a woman could lead men, but it's like then why do they let females be teachers? I just think that the only liability is what I said. If there's any sexual relations between her and the players, that would be really bad. But I know men coach in the WNBA all the time. People don't worry about that. But I just feel like even in the NCAA, you see it a lot more often. Where I think a woman could probably get away with it more in the NCAA because they're not grown men. But it's like a woman being around a bunch of grown men all day and shit. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, NBA playoffs. Second round starting today. Well, it started yesterday.
I know I sound like people are gonna say I sound so stupid with what I'm saying. I just think that there's a liability there that doesn't exist.
No, I don't think you sound
coaches.
stupid. I think it's a valid argument, but I don't know if it's valid enough to
bring up right?
No, not even to bring up, to hamper like the quote unquote progression of society, right?
Yeah.
So it's like people would argue back like why are men such animals that they can't just keep it in their pants? Like, you know what I mean?
I think it's a chemistry thing.
Yeah, I think because you're gonna be surrounded in that situation.
I'm not saying like she's not gonna be able to keep her composure. I'm just saying what if she's around a guy and they hit it off? Like that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like especially because she used to be in the WNBA. Like she's cool. Like she knows hoops. Like I'm sure she is pretty like dope to be around. Like it wouldn't be too hard. Like. Whatever. Let's move on.
No, for sure. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying.
It's not like she comes from a different planet. Like
So Lakers, you got completely right first round.
Yes, sir.
Big underdogs. Take down 7. What was that? 7-2. 7-2 underdog.
That matchup there, Golden State. Shit, that
starts tonight.
Yeah, that's
so
dope.
Tuesday night
that's
we're recording
dope.
this.
Yeah, that's
so
dope.
Are you gonna actually watch it?
Yeah, I gotta watch this game.
Gotta tune in, bro. The first game of last night when it was Boston versus Sixers with no Embiid, James Harden.
Went
MVP
crazy,
Harden
yeah.
came back.
I like
I was
Philly.
fucking going off.
But see, even another part of my prediction is coming true. Embiid's not looking too healthy. Even if they make it to the finals, will he be 100%? I don't know.
I think he'll be bad. I don't think it's a serious injury. I'm pretty sure they're saying like he's gonna miss game 2, but back for game 3 when they're back at home.
I'm just saying if he
they're just resting him, trying to take these. Like,
yeah.
We're gonna lose our away
bro,
games.
we'll see how it goes down the stretch. How much his body holds.
Injuries in playoffs have been fucked. Like,
it's the same thing for Anthony Davis though. If Anthony Davis goes down, they're fucked, and he's a walking piece of glass.
if he falls in an awkward way.
Yeah,
but
bro. The other day, did you see when he fell into Jaren Jackson like that and his shoulder came out?
Yeah,
it was like, are you serious?
Yeah, bro, he's so delicate. But I want to know what you think about this. Kawhi Leonard, he missed 3 games of the series. Do you think he'll ever get a max contract again?
No, I don't think so.
No
I think it's
way,
gonna be hard for him to even get more than a 1 or 2 year contract.
I feel like there's no
especially
way
the stage he is in his career. Yeah,
like of course when he is playing,
he's great. He's one of the best.
A top 5, top 10 player, guaranteed top 10, arguably top 5 player in the NBA. But he doesn't play the regular season because of these rest rules, not because he gets injured, just because of his time load management or whatever bullshit they say now. And then now when playoffs comes around, he doesn't play. So that load management was literally all for naught. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
it's like you try to maintain this like quote unquote.
That's what people are saying with the whole like Michael Jordan used to just always be on go mode, and it's like when you get too lax, it's like now you don't know how to turn it on. Like it's playoffs, you're supposed to be on go mode, and you don't know how to do it because you give yourself a rest so much. Even boxers and stuff talk about that. Like Muhammad Ali was big on that. Like not over resting yourself, giving yourself too much of a rest. You should push yourself until you feel like dying all the time. Like all the time. That's what competing will help you compete. Like and it's true.
It's just crazy because like people thought it would only be like a matter of like rhythm, right? You want to stay in rhythm through the playoffs, but then like they were saying, oh, it's not rhythm. Kawhi can just play at any time. He does this now and then he's done. It's like I understand he is the only reason the Raptors won the finals when we won the finals. But
since then, has he really been all out?
He hasn't finished
for anyone?
The season since then.
Yeah,
he always is on this load management bullshit. Now the first time, I think this is his first time back in playoffs since the finals. And he just misses the whole thing because he's injured. Like, that's crazy. Like, they played with no Paul George and Kawhi. It's like, what's the point of going to the playoffs?
Yeah.
It's like, it just doesn't even make sense. It's like that load management shit just doesn't work, and they're just trying to keep pushing it. So I wonder if he'll ever get a full.
It's funny because I remember when it first started, Popovich was the first coach to do it. Really, they had secured the playoff spot. And it was the last few games of the season. And he rested a couple players, and everyone was like shocked. They're like, "What?" And like he was like, "No, da 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 da." And it kind of worked for them. I think they might have won the championship that year, but it was just a couple days.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you just take like a week before, it's like the NFL when people rest in week 17.
For week 17, the last week or week 18 now. Or whatever.
Isn't going to change. You just you bench 17.
It's nuts that it's week 18 now.
Yeah, it is.
So much guys are going to break so much records.
It's going to get so much.
Yeah, guys are going to start breaking every record. None of the old records are going to exist.
Yeah. All right. So the round 2 playoff picture's out. Let me now that we have it, let's see what you're going to say. We are a few games in. So first matchup, Miami versus Knicks. Miami's up 1-0 on the road already.
I have Miami. Even Knicks were up in this game, and my boy from New York was amped, and I'm like, I don't really believe in it.
Bro, no Julius Randle. I think he's still out this game. I think the game's tonight. I don't
like a lot of the Knicks. I don't like a lot of what they.
I really like Jalen Brunson though. I think he's
Jalen Brunson's dope.
Yo, there's an argument to be made that he was the reason why Mavericks were good.
Yeah,
because he leaves the Mavericks. The Mavericks don't make playoffs. Comes to the Knicks. Knicks are a top team.
Yeah, bro.
It's kind of crazy.
Mark Cuban. He's a little too invested in the team emotionally.
Like Luka?
Just like he needs to. I feel like a lot of those decisions are coming down to him, and he needs to start leaving those decisions who understands someone that understands the game a little bit better.
But he's not hands on like that. I don't think.
I think so because he was justifying why they got rid of Jalen Brunson. It's just like I don't know how you justify that. That's a mistake. And
then we got the Philly Boston. You still think Philly has it with no? If let's say Embiid doesn't play the rest of the series, you think Philly has it?
I don't know. I think Jaylen Brown's fucking up the chemistry for Boston. I kind of have Philly in this series. I would love to see Boston and the Lakers in the finals. That'd be dope. But
nice old school matchup.
Yeah. But I think Philly's gonna beat them.
I think Philly. I chose Philly for Harden, not for Embiid. Embiid can suck and nuts.
They're both really good. They're both MVP types. And
then we got Denver, Phoenix. Phoenix is down 2-0, but they were both home games for Denver. Both close. Last night, actually, Phoenix gave up. I think it was a 27-9 run or something like that in the fourth quarter that made them lose that game.
I might be wrong. I think Phoenix is going to win this series. I just don't even like Denver. I don't want to see Denver no more.
Team to watch?
I just don't. Well, Jamal Murray's super dope.
He had a terrible game last night.
But he's fun to watch though. But I just have Phoenix winning this one.
All right, and then we got Lakers, Golden State. Let's just keep moving.
No, come on. I got the Lakers, man. Come on, man.
So, bro, how can the Lakers beat the Warriors? That's what I want to know.
Because this is what I'm going to say. Anthony Davis needs to suck it up, and no matter what injuries he's going through, play through. And once the season's done and we win a championship, he's got to go.
You think Draymond's going to get in LeBron's head?
Nah, he's a huge LeBron fan these days.
Huge LeBron fan.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of glazing.
What if LeBron drops like 60 on Draymond's head? Do you think he'll go on the podcast and be like, I let him for the legacy?
Nah, he wouldn't say that. But Draymond's not even who he used to be. Like, Draymond's not that effective anymore. Like you said, the main thing he could do is get in people's heads.
Draymond got his first 20-point game last game against Memphis, and it was his first 20-point game since like Christmas 2019.
Yeah, but he's not really a scorer, but that is nuts. It's like you're on the court a lot.
All the time.
Yeah. Look at PJ Tucker. Like, PJ Tucker does not put up numbers.
Big zeros every week.
Yeah. Like
his props line is like 2.5 every game, and this guy plays like 40 minutes.
You see him cussing out Paul Reed, and then they put Reed on the podium and asked him what was that about, and he was just being a little bitch. He's like,
that's the big dog on the team.
Yeah, PJ Tucker is the big dog.
And then let's move from the NBA. Let's go to the NFL. NFL draft happened.
NFL draft. I thought it was dope. I want to say one thing. I know people always say, Jimmy, why you bring up Brace so much? Do you see how all? Hold on, no.
Three cornerbacks.
Do you see? Yeah. Why did all the analysts all of a sudden start saying that?
Will Levy?
Yeah, was gonna go possibly number one. Every year, there's some random candidate that they prop up. It's like they all get together and say, "Listen, I know all these black guys are really good, but we gotta prop up our guy." Like, bro, there's a lot of guys on the like NFL presentations and stuff saying like, "Oh, he's my number one prospect." Will Levis, he's my number one guy this year, and it's just like, what are you talking about?
Because he had a good combine though, but like he had.
But did he have as good of a combine as even what's his name? AR.
AR-15. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had the best combine for a quarterback ever.
He had the best like athletic combine for a quarterback. But
oh, yeah, he did throw. He did throw. He did throw good. He did throw good. I thought he was going to be a first round pick. I'm just saying, it's crazy. Like, bro,
Shorty?
Yeah, he had a lot of bitches around him.
Bro, the brunette shorty?
Yeah,
my gosh.
Wait, no, that wasn't Will Levis you talking about in the Dior sweater?
No, the brunette shorty.
Okay,
in the group chat, I wrote
yeah.
in, I was like, you can never show me a melanated thing that looks like this.
Bro, that wasn't him. That wasn't his shorty.
It was his shorty.
No, that wasn't him. That was someone else. We'll go back. I'll show you. That was the dude with the Dior sweater. He's a whole nother case. And the dude came and was hugging him too much, and all the girls around him were so mad at the little kid who hugged him. He was like a high school kid who was trying to hug him up and shit. It was hilarious.
No, but okay, so let me ask you this then. Who do you think out of the top 3 quarterbacks picked? So I forget who was it.
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson.
Who do you think's gonna have the best career?
Best career?
Or best season? Let's go season.
Best season, Bryce Young.
Even
though he's in a tough spot. Anthony Richardson's in a great spot.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's ready to start. He might have to sit on the bench for a while.
Why? Who's the quarterback?
I don't know.
They don't have a quarterback.
Well, Matt Ryan's not still there.
Matt Ryan's gone. I think he's in the best scenario.
He is in the best scenario.
He's
I'll give you that.
like again, we were just saying the most athletic quarterback, and he has the best O-line and the best running back out of all these.
I'll say this though. Sometimes, like a guy like Bryce Young, I don't think
Bryce Young would be good at all.
Oh, you're crazy. Remember RG3's rookie season? Sometimes when you're able to make a bad team even just decent, it looks so good, bro. So it's going to all be him. If they play good, it's going to all be because of him. But then it's like there's so many. He has nothing. He has nothing.
No, he has a defense. He has a top-tier defense, no offensive pieces.
He's going to be going through
offensive player got traded for nothing.
Yeah, he's going through what Justin Fields had to go through.
They lost DJ Moore for nothing. Like, they have nobody. I think he's going to... Again,
they lost DJ Moore for him.
I would also argue like the top quarterbacks picked usually are never going to have good careers because they have the situations they're put in, right?
In today's NFL, almost. Because I just feel like there's one thing too, like in today's NFL, it's like the teams that are good, it's for a reason. And like, I don't know why the other teams I don't know what they're doing, but it's like they keep letting the rich get richer. Look what Philly just did with this draft.
What Philly did was so stupid. Like,
bro, that was crazy. It's like how you
every team allowed that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How you guys let this happen? Like, holy.
Like, I don't even get how they got like the 8th pick. Like it was traded up in some way.
They traded up a couple spots.
But it's like it's crazy that they got that D tackle because like
where did Dorian Thompson end up? Oh, Cleveland Browns. That's a good backup for Deshaun. I like that.
But like you saw the Chargers got Max Duggan, the TCU quarterback.
Oh yeah,
7th round.
That's nice.
Bro, he was a Heisman runner-up and went to the Natty.
I like the TCU. Crazy. I like the TCU running back that Dallas got in the late rounds too.
Bro, Chargers got 3 TCU players, 2 receivers, 1 quarterback. We got Quinn Johnson.
I think you guys reached for the
receiver, Quinn Johnson.
Yeah.
He's not a reach because he is like really, really good. He's a really good receiver, but I was very upset as a Chargers fan. I'm a diehard Chargers fan. I wanted who you guys got, Baltimore. Fucking what's his name? The little like Zay Flowers.
Yeah,
like,
he's nice.
That's Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
it's like why would
he looks a little bit even more gadgety than Tyreek Hill. You ever see Tyreek Hill sometimes?
Tyreek Hill merged with Deebo Samuels. Like
yeah, or like even I want to put like to like some of the little scat backs you used to see in the past where it's like, bro, he looks like he could play on any spot in the field.
But
like,
then it's a matter of like, can you implement that, right? So it's like you can have like a.
But they have a great coordinator though. They have a great coordinator,
and the fact that Lamar Jackson's offense is no matter what you think, it's not going to be a traditional offense.
Yeah,
right?
Now they have 2 crazy speed options.
He reminds me of Tavon Austin, but Tavon Austin had a terrible NFL career.
Yeah, but that was situationally.
Yeah, it was situational.
He could have been sick if he was in the right situation.
I feel like I wanted Zay Flowers because on the Chargers he would be that slot guy that's running the reverses.
That's the thing too. Where I see the homeboy you guys got is like he's pretty good, but he kind of reminds me of like a second receiver on the other side. He doesn't really remind me of a slot receiver, and it's like now none of you guys are slot receivers.
No, Keenan's a slot.
Keenan's a big slot, though. I mean, like, you don't have a little speed guy.
Oh, yeah, we don't have a speed guy.
You don't have a little speed guy.
We have, like, Josh Palmer, who's actually from Brampton. Shout out Josh Palmer.
Yeah, shout out
But then he even like we don't have a top speed, like a deep threat. Our deep threat is Mike Williams because he'll jump ball.
You guys are probably gonna go get Deshaun Jackson or something stupid.
Bro, that's my favorite player of all time, bro. Fucking DJ. But no, I think I was upset. I think he's a really good player. Just I don't know how it's going to fit on our team. If anyone gets injured, it's amazing for him. Like if Mike Williams or Keenan gets injured,
if Mike Williams gets injured, is risky for Mike Williams. He might have to go find a new home.
Well, Keenan Allen's contract's up this year, and he's a huge salary cap for us.
He is a big salary cap, but he's like a Mike Evans, where it's like if he has the right quarterback, he's guaranteed money.
A guy like Keenan would take a pay cut too because he's a big.
I was gonna say that with Lamar Jackson's contract in general, I feel like a lot of these players in the NFL got to start taking pay cuts because we're gonna have to see like are the top guys even winning Super Bowls? No. It was a good thing that Patrick Mahomes won this year because his contract's gonna make it tough for him to win in the later years.
But I get that argument, but like I feel like you have to be selfish as a player. Right, so like as a player, you only have a 10-year career at the most. Right?
I get that, but like so we had this conversation. I think on episode 1. It's like, bro, when you look at the difference between, let's say you're making $40 million a year, or if you're making like, let's say $31 million a year, or even $27 million a year, it's like, it's not too much of a difference. And plus, if your team wins a Super Bowl, the legacy points that you get for after the fact, like
legacy points, you're playing. I'm
playing Madden. Yeah, Jerry Rice is still collecting a bag this day. Yeah. Shannon Sharp's still collecting a bag to this day.
Like commercials, all that shit. Like even the fact that like you have a Brendan Marshall who never made the playoffs have one of the biggest sports podcasts. Like, you know what I mean?
His personality helps a lot with that.
His personality sucks. This guy complains about everything.
Oh no, he's a fucked up nigga. But I'm just mean that he's like very much like he like polarizing. Like he does a lot of viral moments 100%. For them and shit.
But I'm saying like it's mad the fact that his career he was bag on bag on bag, always big contracts. Never made playoffs. But then he can still lucratize his carear just because he was that. He
had to go a new route. Him and Chad Ochocinco. That's why they had to link up for that because they were getting kind of slept on.
Character. That's a personality.
It's crazy because he doesn't even do most of the viral clips for them. I don't even see him on the show that much no more. But they just had the Charlo twins on there, and one of them
stopped watching that show because Brendan Marshall was just getting way too woke for me. Like shows like that, like it's mostly like the black podcasts that I used to listen to. I can't really listen to anymore. Because they're just pandering and it's just so annoying. I don't know how I never brought this up. This just reminded me. Did you see the
Steve Harvey pandering?
No, the Phil Jackson shit. Do you see that Phil Jackson shit?
Oh, he said he doesn't like black people. I already knew that. I already knew that about Phil Jackson.
We're not gonna pull up the clip because it's gonna be too hard for you to find. But Phil Jackson essentially said he stopped watching NBA after the bubble because the bubble got way too woke for him. He said that Black Lives Matter, like
he said it rubbed him the wrong way.
Yeah, he said it rubbed him the wrong way. Say my name. And it's like Andrew Schultz had a good take on it. He's like, it's crazy that you say that about the black causes, but you literally coached a guy who's on the back of his jersey said meta world peace. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like it's like polarizing in the sense that like if you don't like politics, you're not going to like that. Or sorry, if you don't like politics, you're not going to care. If you do like politics and that's your side, you're going to like it. If you do like politics and that's not your side, you're going to hate it. Yeah. So it's like
also too, bro, I just think how much shit is subconscious? Like he might like subconsciously be so mad at that shit and like he's just saying like, oh yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way, and he's not taking the time because he's an old man, he's successful, he's not taking the time to look in the mirror and think, why does this rub me the wrong way? Because he doesn't need to do that. Like,
no.
You know what I mean?
I'm not going to speak for him. I'm going to speak for myself because I think it is dumb that they did that. But I never made me stop watching basketball or football.
That's all I'm saying. The man must love basketball.
Yeah,
he was in the NBA and he coached it for years and years.
You should be watching it.
Yeah,
but I'm saying,
that's crazy to me.
I'm saying like it does like rub people like the Colin Kaepernick shit pissed me off because it's like you're doing something for attention outside the game, but using the game to push the attention. So it's like. That's like
but the Colin Kaepernick thing, I think like as much as it was good and bad.
Yeah,
good and bad. It was all and the Black Lives Matter thing in the bubble, good and bad.
Well, yeah. So like when that it's not even a matter of Black Lives Matter. It's like the black activists nowadays, especially on podcasts, where they just start talking about it and like they're not just saying like slogans. They're actually talking about their opinions and shit. It just turns me off the wrong way because it's like I want to argue back with you and I can't because I'm just here listening. So it's like the only thing I can do unless I'm going to just sit here and get heated is just turn it off. Like,
plus, a lot of the people around them, a lot of the black guys around them,
they're all agreeing.
They're either all agreeing or they're all nodding. If you disagree, you're going to keep it to yourself because it's like you never want to be the nigga that's going against.
Yeah, and that's
like making progress for niggas and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And like that's my thing. It's like I'm
Which
not,
is one
like,
thing that even sometimes on the show I want to disagree with you just because like I know people are like niggas are looking at it like nah that fuck TJ, but it's just like if you actually listen to what he's saying sometimes it's like yeah I feel what you're saying. I'm always gonna kind of step in for you know to hype up some shit or to speak for our side, but end of the day, it's like, yeah, like I do see a lot of pandering for everything, bro. These days,
it's not
people are pandering a lot for clicks and stuff like that. Like Steve Harvey was pandering about women this week. He said some shit like, men these days need to stop asking what women bring to the table. He's like, she could make another you. She could reproduce. And it's like, bro, like back in the day when all women did was cook, clean, and make babies, that was viable. Like, you know, these women are out here doing a lot more than that. Like, you know, and it is what it is. It's a different time. So don't just pander to all the women just because you come from a different era than us. There's a reason why there's a generational gap because it's different these days for us and shit, you know?
No, for sure. 100%. I think the generational gap got exponentially different too with technology, right? So
yeah,
it polarized people, especially like when you used to grow up, you would at least share the views of your parents or the community around you. Now you go, like you see all these stories of like parents sending their kids to university and they come back with like purple hair, fucking
it was always like that. They used to come back as hippies and they'd be mad as fuck. They'd be like, what the fuck, I died for this country, or my leg got shot off.
Gotta wrap it up here though.
Yeah.
So that's been another episode of Northern Ruckus. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the comments, man. Leave whatever comments you want. Let us know your opinions. Peace out.
Yes, sir.